Good morning, Sangha Jules. Can you all hear me okay? Okay, good, good. I switched some stuff around trying to remedy my camera challenges. So I don't want to like fix one component and then have the other one mess up on me. So I was reading this morning from this book that I've referred to many times over the last few days, In Love with the World by Yongey Mingyur. And I just wanted to share with you a paragraph that I hope will inspire you. It certainly did me before we meditate this morning. So keep in mind, this is true story written by Yongey Mingyur when he left his monastery, at which he was an abbot. He left his monastery literally in the middle of the night to partake on a what's called a wandering retreat, just sort of like wandering around as a homeless sadhu, basically. So here is a paragraph that he writes about motivation. He says, "My motivation was the same as it had been on the floor of the train station, the same as sitting in front of any shrine, to become free of self-created suffering in order to help liberate others." He writes, that morning I began to reflect on why so much emphasis is placed on motivation. Over the previous few days, my motivation had never faltered, even though my meditations had known more distraction than usual. Meditation experience will go up and down. If we get attached to what we deem, quote, good meditations, we will surely be disappointed. Commitment to working with the mind means sticking with the intention, the aspiration. We keep trying. Continuous effort has more long-term value than fleeting results, no matter how positive they may be. So, a good reminder not to, or to try not to become attached to outcomes with regard to our meditation practice and individual practices, to just do the practice for the sake of doing the practice, which is very much consistent with teachings on Mahamudra, which we're going to get to in a little bit after we do some meditation. So why don't we go ahead and settle into a comfortable meditation posture. Using whichever method you find most effective, please allow both your physical body and your mind to start to settle and rest, to become quiet and still. And when you're ready in your own time, please go ahead and transition into meditation on the inner body. a natural outcome of this practice is that your body will become increasingly settled, increasingly still, like a mountain. The mountain does have consciousness. As such, all it does day after day, year after year, is observe silently, without expectation of an outcome. Snow may fall on the mountain, accumulate, and then disappear. A nearby river may rise and then recede. A small animal may run across a fallen log and then jump into hiding. The mountain simply observes silently. No judgment, no labeling, no attachment, no aversion, no expectation. Whether this meditation continues for a few more moments or a few more years, just continue to be the silent observer of sensations within your own body mountain. Please allow your consciousness to become less absorbed as you begin to arise from meditation. We dedicate all of the merit from this morning's meditation and Dharma talk to world peace. May we, as individual practitioners, make the greatest contribution we can to world peace by applying skillful, joyful, steadfast effort at deepening our experience of patient acceptance, compassion, love, and wisdom. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Welcome back, everyone. So, we're continuing with our discussion of effort, the perfection of effort. Please keep in mind that there is a difference between effort and the perfection of effort. The perfection of effort necessarily involves a bodhicitta motivation. That is, we are applying ourselves to effort and deepening our effort for the sake of all of those who share our world with us, not just for our own individual welfare. That's what makes it the perfection of effort. And I think this is going to be our last class for now on the perfection of effort. We've spent a good bit of time on this beautiful practice and this beautiful aspiration. I'd like to just share some contemplations and some practices, some teaching on effort through the vehicle of the Mahamudra. And let me just tell you that should you be interested in acquiring a copy of a text on Mahamudra, I would suggest that you, let me put it this way. The copy that I really enjoy and has really resonated for me is the copy by, I'm going to send this to a text because it's like almost impossible to, chat. Okay. Chat all. And I would suggest the copy of the Ganges Mahamudra by this teacher, this Lama, Khenchen Trangu Rinpoche. This copy is really sweet because it provides a copy of the root text of the Ganges Mahamudra. It provides a commentary on the text. And then it also provides a really fun, inspiring story of the ultimate source of the Ganges Mahamudra, Tilopa, the Mahasiddha Tilopa. And the title of the text is The Life of Tilopa and the Ganges Mahamudra. And if you, after class, if you want to send me an email, I can send you a link to the text or the title or both, a link to where you could purchase a copy of the text. So, and also know that on Lotus Center's YouTube channel, there is a recorded copy, a recorded video of me reciting the entire Ganges Mahamudra, almost in the form of a meditation. So know that that resource is available to you as well. So it is literally impossible to explain what Mahamudra is in one or two sentences. It doesn't lend itself to a soundbite explanation of what Mahamudra is. And if one forced me to try to do so, I would say that Mahamudra is about experiencing phenomena as opposed to understanding it through conceptual thought. The difference between a non-conceptual experience and a conceptual understanding, conceptual academic understanding. Mahamudra says that really the only meaningful way for us to engage in anything is through experience, free of concepts, free of thought. I can sit here. Love is such a powerful example in this regard. I can give you the definition of love. Love is wishing for another's happiness. I can give you an explanation of different types of love, cherishing love, affectionate love. One can give you instructions on how to increase love, regarding all sentient beings as our mothers, appreciating the kindness of others. But ultimately, those concepts are not the same as an experience of love, right? We all know that. The definition of love is not the same as directly experiencing love through your heart. Mahamudra says, so it is with everything. So it is with everything. What really matters is for us to experience, free of the filter of concepts. As I say, if one were to force me to try and give a brief explanation of what Mahamudra is, that is what it would be. And we can apply this conceptual understanding of Mahamudra to the perfection of effort and how we apply ourselves to effort. I'd like to share with you a page from Trangu Rinpoche's commentary on Mahamudra. And this is one of the most important pages of commentary that I've ever read, for me, what is the most important text I've ever read, the Ganges Mahamudra. And there are going to be some terms in here, you guys, that you're not going to understand, but that's what you may not understand. Don't get hung up on that, okay? Just try to stay with the essence of what is being presented here, and what the particular part of the Ganges Mahamudra that Trangu Rinpoche is commenting on is the line, "This is called, for those reasons, the torch of the doctrine." This being Mahamudra, Mahamudra being the torch of the doctrine, of all Buddhist doctrine, okay? And let me also say that Mahamudra can be applied to any spiritual practice, to any religion. And I think we can, if we contemplate this, we can see this, that a direct experience of anything that is put forth to us, offered to us, whether it's the Quran, whether it is the Bible, whether it's the sutras, the tantras, whatever it might be, a direct experience is what's going to ultimately enable those teachings to change us, to bring about existential change for the better. So this relates again to the line in the text that says, "This is called, for those reasons, the torch of the doctrine." What this means here is that Mahamudra itself, the meaning indicated in the previous lines of the text, is that which eliminates or makes effective all other aspects of the doctrine. This is not to say that all other practice is unnecessary. Otherwise, if that were the case, that no other practice but Mahamudra was of any value, then the 84,000 different types of teaching given by the Buddha would have been meaningless. In fact, in the practice of Mahamudra, we undergo various aspects of training, such as the 4 common and uncommon preliminaries, various forms of guru yoga, yidam practice, and so forth. Those types of practice may not mean anything to you all. That's okay if it doesn't, not important. The point here is that these practices are not valueless. The point is that they must be embraced by the view of Mahamudra in order for them to work. For example, if you perform prostration practice within the view of Mahamudra, it becomes a very powerful method for the removal of traces of wrongdoing and the removal of obscurations. This is also true for different forms of purification practice and so forth. Because Mahamudra is therefore that which makes the doctrine effective, it is called the lamp of the doctrine. Okay, here's super important short paragraph. Sometimes people who have been practicing for some time can be heard to say that while they have done such and such practices, like our meditation practice, which we may be a year or two into, okay? Sometimes people who have been practicing for some time can be heard to say that while they have done such and such practices, they have achieved nothing by doing them. They seem to be totally ineffective. The defect in their practice is the absence of the view of Mahamudra. So if one practices without this understanding, one will not come to achieve any positive qualities. Powerful stuff there. And what that relates to here for us and our practice of effort is that it's not valueless for us to have a conceptual understanding of the opponent to effort, laziness, the other specific types of effort that Geshe Kelsang addresses in Joyful Path of Good Fortune. I listed them a couple of classes ago, but we didn't address them. Joyous effort, steadfast effort, armor-like effort, those conceptual explanations of applying effort, as well as ways to increase the power of our effort. Those textual explanations are very important, but they are not the same as an experience of effort. Ultimately, the Mahamudra of effort will be when your application of effort is effortless. That's what we're going for. That's what we're going for with regard to effort and the perfection of effort as it relates to our practice of training the mind, our practice of Dharma, our practice of becoming a better person for the sake of others, whatever label we want to apply to it. Labels are also conceptual constructs, right? Aspire to make your application of effort effortless. That's when there will be real practice. That's where there will be real progress. And that's when we'll experience meaningful results. And so it is for all aspects of the doctrine. Patient acceptance. Patiently accepting for the sake of patiently accepting without reasons, without justification, without expectation of outcome, without hope for results. Starting to sound familiar, like our inner body meditation and emulating a mountain. I could go on and on here, but I won't. May your takeaway from this morning's class be an aspiration to make your application of effort effortless. And there aren't any instructions really on how you can do that. You just have to do it, because explanations are concepts, and you can't use concepts to explain a practice that transcends concepts. That's what makes the Mahamudra so intriguing, so powerful, and sometimes a little bit puzzling. The first line of the Ganges Mahamudra from Tilopa to Naropa is, although Mahamudra cannot be taught, intelligent and patient Naropa, because we can't explain that which transcends concepts through the use of concepts. Anyways, effortless effort. May you come to experience it and benefit greatly from it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Listen, one more thing before I let you go. There's always one more thing with these classes, isn't it? Next, this coming Friday, we're going to talk about our take-home examination, our most recent take-home examination. And to refresh your memory, that examination was the question. It's actually a two-part question. Are acceptance and resistance feelings? Is acceptance a feeling? Is resistance a feeling? And part two, if not, what are they? Okay. Have a great week. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jeff.
Most welcome.
Thank you, Jeff. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, Linda. Bye, Roberta.